Eggnog. While no one knows exactly who invented it, most food historians agree its roots lie in medieval Britain. Of course, eggs, milk, and sherry in abundance were only available for the upper class, and the original concoction was more often taken medicinally for things like cold and flu ailments. But it makes an easy jump to the colonies by way of the necessity of farming, which brought cows and chickens to most of the U.S. population, and in turn, milk and eggs. Eggnog became a favorite of the colonists, but of course, pre-refrigeration, it could only be enjoyed in the winter months. George Washington was a noted fan, and he liked it strong. His recipe was 1 quart of cream, 1 quart of milk, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 1 pint of brandy, a half a pint of whiskey, a half a pint of rum, a 1/4 cup of sherry. If you're keeping up, that's 36 ounces of alcoholic beverage into 64 ounces of milk. He didn't list eggs, we assume it's about a dozen, but he did note to leave it in a cool place for a few days. Our recipe will differ, but there's no exception there either. There are various forms of the drink around the globe. Mexico has rompope, Italy has bombardino, Japan has tamagazaki. The list goes on. Let's do eggnog. Let's address the eggs. If you watch my videos, you might notice I use brown eggs. They're local fresh eggs. I wouldn't use them here. You could use pasteurized eggs. You could use an egg substitute like egg beaters. You could make your eggnog, put it in a saucepan, heat it slowly to 160, cool, and then chill. We're going to go with this option. 6 pasteurized eggs, yolks and whites separated. Whip this until it's white and fluffy. 1 to 2 minutes. Here, 1/3 of a cup of white sugar. Whip it until it looks like Cool Whip. 2 minutes later, perfect, set aside. The yolks, another 1/3 of a cup of white sugar. Let's cream it together. Got a little white left on here, no problem. Get it here, 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, 2 cups of whole milk. A half a cup of bourbon, a half a cup of dark rum. Half a teaspoon of vanilla. Nutmeg, that measurement's up to you. I'm going to go 1/2 to a full teaspoon. Combine this at a lower speed. Adding our egg whites in. And we're just going to kind of fold this in. In a sealed container, this will last in your refrigerator for days. A couple days in, this will become more complex. As a matter of fact, if you go 3 or 4 days, you might need to cut this with some more cream or milk. It'll be strong. But when you do decide to serve, 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. You can add sugar here if you want, but there's probably enough sugar in our eggnog. Whip it. A little more nutmeg, dollop of your whipped cream, maybe a stick of cinnamon. Oh yeah.